All right, we're back in action. Lobby's back up. Had a little platform-wide crash on Steam there briefly. I don't know what the cause of that was, but everybody's client failed at the same time. But we are back. Poly Lobby is here, and then we'll be underway with GT3 qualification. Sure if we're gonna have to cut GT3 Poly short. Miffy in the Discord says Bill did a 203, so SMS took down our servers to to check his hacks. Welcome to the season finale. Hello, welcome AVX. See you, bud. Are loading up the session now and be away with it. We'll find out if we're gonna do the 20-minute quali still, if we're gonna cut it down for time to have a shorter quali. GT3 field's looking a little thinner than usual today. I think a lot of people were busy or had a case of the senioritis where they knew where they were going to be for the championships, so they decided to not show up. Or potentially people don't like Circuit of the Americas, which I know is how I feel. So I hate COTA. Yeah, I don't like any Tilky drones. They're I don't like the F1 Tilky concrete runoff tracks very much, but other people like it. Bill's back this week. He likes this circuit a lot, and he's going pretty fast. Hello, Katana Kiwi. Welcome back. It looks like we're doing 15 minutes of quality here. We didn't lose too much time with the downtime. Just double check my overlays, make sure everything's peachy. Alright. So, while these guys get underway with a lap, well, let's see if we can grab somebody just coming out of the pits. Here's Jim Boom. We'll go on a lap with Jim Boom so you guys can have a have a idea of what the circuit looks like. Hashtag COTA haters in the chat. Forever. A one-man anti-Tilky machine. He's got some good ones, but this, like, city circuits are cool. So, going into turn one here, it's an uphill hairpin, very tricky to judge the turn-in for that one. That's one where if you have VR and you can actually look towards the corner a little bit, it helps. Otherwise, you have to really sort of swing it wide and judge for yourself. Some very high-speed S's on the limit here, getting as fast as you can, and people are going to be pushing it a lot through there. It's a really easy spot right here to spin. Sort of medium left. Another quick right-hander, kind of slow you down a little bit going into this section. Heavy on the throttle again, and little kink left. Back heavy on the throttle, pushing it, and then another wide hairpin left. Does have a lot of nice technical sections here at COTA, and a lot of pretty high-speed straights and S sections. So it is a very trying circuit for people with how technical it is. Another hairpin here. Cruise through that. And then we've got a very interesting complex here. You kind of late apex this guy, and another apex here. Set you up for these left-handers. This is a weird sort of double apex thing you got to do here. Very, very tricky to nail, to come right out on that curb there. And then we've got a very fast sort of snail turn here. Double, triple, as many apexes as you want there. Take your pick. And medium left-hander. And where are we on the map? Lose track. And another pretty hard left back onto the start-finish straight. and we're going to be getting a lot of speed here, and I'll take you through turn 1 again here just so you can see sort of what we're working with for braking zones. Right there at the line, and swinging it as wide as you can, hit that apex, and just trying to use as much of the track there as you can, but it's very tricky to judge. So looks like my timings are completely messed up. I'm gonna need to tell Polly about that. Hang on with me for a second. Hey Polly.
Hey Dustin.
My timings are, oh wait, no, they're rolling in now. Are you in the lobby at all?
I'm in a dedicated.
Oh, I suppose. Okay. Well, I just got the first timing rolling in after like 4.5 minutes, so let's hope that they're accurate. Otherwise, I might have to holler at the other guys and get the results for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll check back.
If Bill's got them right, maybe get Bill to put them in mods chat.
Yeah. I'll check back. We'll figure it out.
Maybe that might be the next thing. Get him to put a screenshot in or something.
Yeah. All right. We'll see it. Okay, so it does look like times are rolling in. I got scared though. After 4.5 minutes, we should have had clean laps in. But I suppose if it takes a little over 2 minutes to get a hot lap in, cold lap's gonna be about 2:20 or something maybe. So I guess this makes sense. Times are rolling in. We should be all right. Bill in the previous session before the crash was very, very quick. I think Miffy mentioned he got a 2:03. So we're gonna see some competition. We're missing as far as our GT3 competitors. We're missing Rubik's. We do have Jim Boom and Echo, who are very good competitors here, and Bill Kerman, of course. Logger not here today. He's been doing real well so far, but we're missing a couple top dogs, but we got enough really speedy guys left here in the field that could have a good show. While we've got some time to see how this shakes out, let's throw the standings up here. So the LMP1 driver standings, the gray is their total, and the blue is after we take into account for a Joker race. The worst result of the season gets taken off from people's points, so that people can miss a race in the season and still be in for the championship. It kind of keeps everybody's consistency in points closer together, so I like the concept. Get a better judge for people's performance rather than their absence or whatever else. So looks like everybody in the LMP1 has already missed a race. So de facto that would be their Joker right now. That would be their worst result. So nothing really changed. Turambar leading Mason by a single point in the driver standings, but not sure if... I don't think Mason is here with us today. So I think Turambar might have it in the bag. Let me see if Chris is... Okay, Hillbilly Chris is here, and he's only 8 points away from Turambar, so he's got to give Turambar a real run for his money if he wants to get a win, but Chris should be looking good to overtake second place in the LMP1 standings at the very least. Flickin' Flockin's still out. Wheel's still in the shop, so... oddly enough, though, Turambar and Flickin' Flockin's team is looking good to win the team standings, even though Flickin' Flockin has only been in one race. And then Sam is in 5 for the LMP1 driver standings. The GT3 standings, Echo is currently leading with 124, Rubik's behind him with 119, and Rubik's is absent for this race. And so is Sjord. Bill Kerman's here with a 98, so he could very well find himself into second overall, but I don't think we've got enough people to give Bill the points to take first spot, so Echo may have this in the bag, but Bill's going to be fighting with Have for second overall here. That should be kind of interesting. Have is the only one that's actually got a Joker race that's affecting his score here. I think he's made it to every race, so his worst race just got taken off there. Okay, we'll check back in. Bill Kerman leading the GT3 field currently with a 204.4. Echo just shortly behind him with a 204.9. Jim Boom, another veteran here, has a 205.7 currently. A little bit of pace to make up. Have got a 205.9. So these are our big players today, most likely. It's hot out. It's Texas. The track's super hot. It might be hard on the tires, and there's a chance of rain still too. So we'll see how that goes. We have a returning original member of PCDC here. Ocelot has returned after a long absence, so good to see him back. I hadn't met him before since I've only been here for the past 2 seasons, but he was one of the original members of the group, so good to have him here. Definitely shout out to him. And we do have a new guy in the LMP category at showed some promise in qualifying, so we'll definitely check in with him later on. Looks like Bill has disappeared. Huh? It's that's weird. Bill's just gone from the standings. We got 4 minutes left of the GT3 qualifying. Hopefully we won't restart again. Once we get qualifying done, Polly will join me up here in the commentary box and hopefully be able to elucidate the matter for me. But for now, that is Echo into the lead in Bill's absence. Just about 3.5 minutes left of qualifying. Hopefully Bill can get something figured out here. Know what happened there. Polly.
How are the times? Are they all coming up okay?
Yeah, they are, except Bill disappeared. What happened there?
He's disconnected.
Okay. No crash though. He should be back.
He should be back.
All right.
If not, I'm gonna shove him in front no matter what. So.
No matter what. Well, he had a 204.4, so Echo hasn't beaten it yet. But he does have only 30 seconds to get back into the lobby. It's 3 minutes just now. So it's a little bit of extra drama for him, but we do know it was a 204.46, I believe. So we should be able to swing it.
I've got the grid so far. Echo's 7 minutes. So.
Oh yeah. All right, we're under 2.5 minutes. Bill did get back in the lobby. He got back in just in time, and he is back on the track. And we'll see what he can do. Jim Boom has moved up in front of Echo by a 10th here with a 204.8. We're gonna have some quick boys up in front here in the GT3 field. Only 9 cars in GT3 racing today. I think we got 5 or 6 in the LMP, but so it's kind of a small grid for this circuit, but it's gonna be interesting anyhow. I haven't heard yet what the tire situation so far is. don't think I can get tire info. Not. So we'll just have to see what the pit strategy is. I haven't heard really anything ahead of time as to how the pit strategy is looking for this race. We'll just have to speculate and keep up with that as it comes up. Just about a minute left to qualifying here. See if Bill can get his position back. Oh, the fastest lap is on screen right there for Bill. It's a 204.443. He's got one chance for a hot lap here, but go post that in the just so. I don't know what the protocol exactly is if you get disconnected from quali and reconnect. I'm not sure if we give you your old time back or if you just have to deal with it. You know, last week we had somebody disconnect or something like that. And I think they just got shoved at the back of the grid, but not sure. We'll have to find out. Let's go on with Bill on his last lap here. See if we can get a banger in. Oh man, now that I've changed my roof cam field of view, and now I can't see the little "Hello Dustin" on his hood. That's too bad. Looks like we got 6 people in chat. Welcome. Post up who you're rooting for if you got a favorite today. We'll keep track of them throughout the race. Otherwise, if you'd like to race with us, PCDC.link will give you the info on how you can turn up and race. Pretty easy going. You read the rules and then you show up and race. It's not huge on time or effort commitment, as long as you're looking for some good clean racing. We are too. So this is the season finale, though. We will have the endurance race next week, but then we'll have, I believe, 3 weeks off for the off season while we formulate the next one. Bill was able to get a 203.7 for his final lap here. Good lord. Yeah, that's definitely what he was looking for, and I guess we don't need old screenshots of Bill's time anymore because he's gone and done it. Nabbed pole position away from Jim Boom by a pretty large margin. Here we get the final results. I don't know if anybody's still up for moderators to dock at, and we will move on to the pre-race show here. Well, swap a lot. That should be it. Bill Kerman taking the lead. Jim Boom behind him. Echo bringing up third. Have a nice day. 4th, Eddie in 5th. Miffy 6th. Oscub 7th. Ocelot 8th. Snacks bringing up the rear today. See how we do. Top guys all have pretty close time, so I think we'll actually see wheel to wheel. Rubik's is in the chat. Rubik's hopes Rubik's wins. It took me a second to realize that was you. Rubik's says go Snacks. Yes, Rubik's and Snacks, the German racing team, is are, I believe, in second place in the team standings, 159 points. Right now, Concrete Racing, Echo, and Zedian is lead with 178. Hopefully, Snacks can bring you guys some glory today. Let's look at the beautiful slides that Bill has produced for us today. Race 6, season finale, Circuit of the Americas. Here we are. Multiclass is backest. It's backer than ever. It's this running joke next season. Bill says witness track design perfection. I would say witness track design overdevelopment, but hey, what can I say? It's one of those divisive tracks. Circuit of the Americas is either love it or you hate it. There's some elevation differences. I mean, mostly just turn one, and then there's more subtle stuff along the track. I don't know if I'd call it a real height difference-y track, but whatever. Lots of different lines through these sections, which is good. It is good for racing and overtaking, and you got a lot of options for actual racing here. Lots of overtaking spots. Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything. Got some really fast sections, got some S's, got some real tight technical sections, and some geometry that is definitely challenging to deal with. Danger zones are turn 1. That's that uphill left hairpin where it's a hairpin like over the crest and it's wide, so people want to go wheel to wheel there and try to overtake. Exit's really important, so you try to take as much of that line as you can normally, but when you're playing defensively, it really cuts off your turn geometry a little bit. The S's here, Phil says, look at them, they're perfect. They are fun. This is probably my favorite part of the circuit, aside from turn 1. It's there's some flowing left and right S's. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns there that just flow in and out of each other at different radiuses and speeds. You're going to be on the limit there, getting as much traction as you can and as much turning as you can, and it's a very easy place to spin out. I've done some accidental drifting there a number of times. Turn 11 is another hairpin here, and that's another sort of high-speed section after that, so you want to get that exit just absolutely perfect. But it is tricky. There's another overtaking point where people like to go too wide there. I don't feel like it's as impossible to go too wide there as it is in turn 1, but it is a very important turn. As you can see, that back straight is very long, so you want to get that exit. The infield here is just weird. It's coming off the long straight. A lot of variable line corners, which is one way to put it. Multi-apex turns 16 to 18, so that's the one where I was saying you can basically have as many apexes there as you want. Really tricky to get right. It's a long turn right, and you can basically bounce off the inside as many times as you want there. It's tricky. And then the section before it is a lot of odd geometry, so it's definitely a test for your entries and exits. Hello.
Join the main lobby if you like.
Absolutely.
Apply your stuff.
Yep. On the way. So yeah, we don't know what is it true, Polly? We don't know what the weather's looking like yet? Does it show on the steady? Well, I'm gonna go join the race server here. Bear with me for a moment. My race director status, and we will be underway. Looks like rain, so that is going to change up people's strategies a little bit. Boy, we picked an interesting time of year to do real weather. We have real weather enabled for this series, so and it's springtime in the northern hemisphere, and it's raining everywhere all the time. So had a lot of rain here. Anyway, to continue Norton's strategy guide here, which starting to think Norton looks a little bit like Bill. Wonder if there's a connection between these two. If it's hot, the rear tires will suffer. It is hot, but it's looking like rain so far, probably for the race. So the weather is looking cloudy, rainy into cloudy, rainy all of a sudden. So it might be a little difficult for the guys out there. Traffic through the S's will be hard to manage. The LMPs passing the GT3s through the S's are going to, I promise you, it's going to happen where LMPs are going to sort of compromise the GT3's lines through there, and we're going to see some guys using those generous concrete runoffs that COTA has. Beautiful red runoffs around the S's. Expect a single stop for both classes. Should probably still be true in the rain here, as they might need some tires, but they'll definitely just need a little bit of fuel to get them through the whole race. They can manage it, which I think they can. Here are the championship points so far, to reiterate. I'm going to be joined by Paulie and Flick and Flacken today.
I was just about to drag him up, but apparently I'm not allowed to. So
you don't have privileges to drag people
my
around?
game decided to tab back in.
Oh,
Let me. So
I see. I got him. Hello, Flicken. I think he's.
Hi.
Hey, welcome. We are getting underway here. The race is loading up, and we'll have a formation lap here. I think in the rain. Oh, it's fog. It's not going to start full rain. That's good. The
that's
forecast.
interesting.
Yeah,
It told me rain.
The forecast said rain on my screen too.
Oh, it is raining.
It's raining.
That's fog. Oh, okay. The forecast is fog then, but it's raining now.
Okay. Oh, so that's
cool.
It's going.
I've never noticed that.
Rain to fog.
It says the names on the timing board.
It does. Yeah, that is a great touch.
That's such a cool feature.
I do like that. I suppose I can actually move to the game screen here instead of the slideshow.
Oh, I'm getting all kinds of graphical glitches. Oh my.
Oh yeah,
God.
somebody's just teleporting in and out of dimensions back there.
That's cool. I'm getting all sorts of blue cubes come up on my screen and all sorts.
Oh, fun.
It's like a party. It's like I've taken something.
You're having a rave. So we are joined by Ice. He didn't get in time for the qualifying as usual. He gets home just in time to miss qualifying and join the race from the back. So we'll see.
But if you notice, he's in an LMP1 this week, not a GT3 car.
Oh, I see.
Slight change.
Yeah, this season we've had a small rule where people can switch cars at a massive disadvantage to points. I don't actually think you can switch classes. I think Ice is pulling a mod's privilege there.
It's to make the numbers up for LMP.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we'd only have 4 without him. Yeah, that's fair. I'll allow it. Not that I have any say in the matter. So the race time is ticking, but we've not started on our formation lap.
It's 10 seconds.
All right.
I hear engine sounds.
Yep.
So syncing.
Here we go. So we'll hear the lights go off here, and we'll get off on the formation lap.
Bill would have been going through the procedures. We've got a couple of new people, so.
We do. We've got Ocelot, who's a returning original member, and then we've got Tonelo in the LMP field here, who had a pretty good performance in LMP. He was third in the LMP.
Yeah, Domino got a last good time, which put him up into second. I'm just getting all sorts of graphical glitches. This is fun.
Oh, you might have to restart because I'm off and rolling and people aren't glitching anymore.
I'll lump it. It's all right.
All right. So I don't think I've seen Ice Drive in LMP before. He's usually a GT guy, and and stock car, of course. We have a lot of fun on stock cars on Sundays. But yeah, we'll see if he can adapt to the LMP, and I know he likes to have these little overtaking competitions with himself here to see what he can do from the back, and we'll see how he handles the LMP. I hope he took the all-wheel drive one at least. I can't tell. I still can't identify LMPs. I know that one in front of him is the Merrick because it looks cool, but it's not very good. I remember that one.
It's all-wheel drive.
He got the Toyota. All the LMPs are all 4-wheel drive.
Are they all? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the hybrid is driving the front tires, and the ICA is the rear tires.
Okay.
So it's semi OVD.
Looks like somebody didn't come out of the pits.
Be interesting to see how if it does go into fog, how well the track dries up, because we've not had a wet into dry race yet.
And I
We've had a dry into wet.
We have. I love the transitional periods. It's such a good test of people's racecraft, and honestly, seeing that dry line come up is really, really cool. That is one thing that the live track does so well, is starting the dry line and having that develop as things dry up. It's really cool to see. So hopefully we get some of that.
Everyone's going to be unfamiliar though. They've done the qualifying in the dry.
Yeah, this is danger zone when you qualify in the dry and then it all of a sudden is wet and a downpour. So hopefully everybody's practiced in the wet at least, so they know kind of what to expect. At least it's a pretty smooth and stable asphalt at this track. You know, it's F1 cars race here, so it's.
I know Tarumba said he doesn't like the rain, so
well,
let's see if that see if he can keep that first.
Yep, here
And they're
as
off. No, they're not.
about to cross the line up ahead here under that banner, I believe.
And they're off.
Now they're off. I think Chris is. He was looking up the inside here around turn 1.
Oh.
Everybody's off already. Tunlo went off. Chris went off. Tunlo's into the wall still. Chris has managed to pick it up. Ice snuck up into P3 already. That is unfortunate, guys. Where's our...
are off as well.
Yep, just missed their turn 1 action here. Sorry about that, but we are off and running. Looks like
So much going on.
Yeah, have moved from 4th into 3rd up here.
Who's is in the pits?
Yeah, we've got one in the pits.
Yeah, nobody's done a full lap
already.
though. So
He has soft tires on, I think. Like dry tires.
Yeah. Okay, it was a setup emergency pit at the end of the formation lap. That makes sense.
Disastrous opening race for him.
Yeah, that's all right. We can forgive Ocelot and Tone for binning it or having a wrong setup at the beginning of this one, because there's a lot of moving parts in these real weather races. Stuff goes wrong. It definitely is just a fact of racing with the weather on.
By the way, the game says everybody has dry tires, but I don't think that's true.
I don't believe that for a second. Ice up into 2nd, passing Domi
It's not Domi this week, it's Domino.
A Domino, yeah. We got a Domi and a Domino. Oh, man.
They're both shown as Dom, which doesn't help.
Yeah. We got Echo and Zedian teamed up here in 4th and 5th. Kerbin holding on to his lead. Jim Boom just 2 seconds behind him. And Have a Nice Day behind Jim. Echo has dropped back. I believe he qualified 3rd, but have managed to get in front of him at some point. We'll see what kind of damage Echo and Zedian can do out here when they're all bunched up. This early in the race, having a team together can be probably really helpful for the first half of this race.
Ice is already around the 2-second mark behind Tarumba. So,
my goodness, Ice.
It's gone up a bit to 3 now.
Yeah, but still, that's that's ridiculous.
He set a faster lap last lap, so he's obviously a lot more comfortable to start with than what Tarumba is.
I've never seen Ice drive an LMP, so it's just ridiculous to see him just doing this good from the back of the grid. He certainly has his days.
I think Ice gonna have problems later in the race because he has already topping out his engine temperatures.
Oh, a little bit of a shunt here between Echo and Have. Nothing too terrible. It looks like they're gonna continue. Little bit of a messy pass there, I'd say. But what do you do? Yeah, Ice is definitely gonna have to manage those temperatures if that's the case, because he's been pushing very hard. You'd think at COTA you would know to have your radiators and everything wide open though.
Have an Echo side by side. He's back in front.
I couldn't tell. It almost looked like Echo gave him that position. I may be seeing things, but
Maybe gave it back because of the contact.
yeah, because that was a very messy pass, and it didn't look like. I don't know. Maybe it's just a tactical thing too. They're still racing, and that's what counts.
Ozil's back on track with the correct tires.
Rubik's or anyone in chat, just want to double check that my sound's good with the with Polly and Flick in here. I sound checked with other people on Discord, but you never really know how it's gonna wind up. We get going. If Rubik's or AVX could holler at me, that would be lovely. Looks like we got a little bit of drama back here as well. Looks like they've tucked in for the corner, but we'll keep on with Echo and Have in the battle for P3 here. No overlap yet. Possible. I'd say after this lap they might get some overlap. Bill Kerman gaining 5 seconds over Jim Boom early in the race. That is interesting to see. Anna, thank you. Appreciate you.
Lap times are all very similar, apart from Bill's a bit quicker. They're all in a 20.
A bit quicker. Bill's 3 seconds quicker than everybody, but everybody else is running normal human lap times. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's running robot apart from Bill.
No, but yeah, that is worth noting. Like these top, well, 2nd to 6th are all like really close. Well, even Snacks in 8th. For GT3, he's running 220 pace, so all of these GT3 guys could really have a win on their hands here if their racecraft and strategy works out for them.
It's the way Bill gets that car sliding.
Well, Bill's got his signature qualify pole and then run away sort of thing going on, which is really hard to challenge. We've seen Bill a couple times this season where he didn't get the pole position and he has to actually fight through the rest of the field, and he's still got the speed, but it's hard to come back from that. But when Bill qualifies on pole, he's gone, baby. Now we're seeing Jim Boom up ahead of Have here, and we might have a real big train coming together here at some point.
Miffy set a 2:19 the lap before. So.
Oh man, yeah, he's getting up on Zedian's back end here, and now Zedian's gotta wonder how defensive does he play it. He's got his teammate in front to think about as well, so. But Miffy sure is charging.
Bit tail happy through the corner of that Lamborghini.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, these hairpins are gonna be difficult enough in the dry, but in the wet, and the S's as well. Lots of chances for spins here. Yeah, Have and Echo here have mostly caught up to Jim, so basically 2nd to 6th is all in a train here. In with race leader Turambar here. I think we're about to have a pretty full overlap. He's just catching up on that big train, and then the rest of the LMPs are on the way as well. So we'll see how wild things get now this next lap.
If he passes them in the round, the first sort of S's, that's going to give Ice a bit of a chance to catch up as well, although he's dropped off a little bit.
Oh yeah, about 4.5 seconds behind race leader Turambar now. That's still a great place to be in. Look at that speed going into that uphill braking zone. Oh my goodness.
We appear to have a visitor.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Lugger.
Hi, how you doing?
Not bad, not
Why
bad.
are you not racing?
Formula One qualifying was on.
Ah, I see. I see where your loyalties lie, Logger.
Yeah, sorry about that. And I'm rubbish at this track.
Yeah, me too.
There's a lot of it as well.
I don't blame you for that bit. I think part of the reason is F1 that we've got a couple of people missing today, but part of the reason also is it's the end of the season and a lot of people just don't like COTA. So.
So what happened to Echo? How was he not sort of at least second?
Ice is going for the move.
Oh,
Echo went
yeah.
a bit wide into the first turn.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, contact.
We got two racing packs here going side by side through this hairpin. That was gnarly.
There was a bit of contact with Have, which allowed Echo to get back up the inside
Yeah.
and get back through.
But
And
as
Have was right up Jim's arse as well.
you saw
He
there,
was getting
Ice is right up on Turambar now, the race leader. So Ice is going to be trying for the race lead position. He managed to pull it off in, what's it even been? 15 minutes, not even. Hour 15 remaining of the race so far.
Can you guys pull me back in a minute?
Yeah. Ice not quite getting his move made yet. Echo is up on Jim Boom's tail, and Have is behind him here. So the drama is not finished here.
Yeah, Jim's doing a bit of a lesson in defensive driving the last few laps, so keep them all at bay.
Yeah, Jim's got the flood of GT3s behind him now, and oh, what is going on here? Echo, Jim going wide here. Echo and Have sneaking through. The whole thing seemed to be off camera to me. I did not see exactly what happened there.
Wondering if his setup was okay at the beginning when it was once a wet, and now it's got even wetter. He's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when you get the real weather situations here, you have to start making compromises on your setups. It's never a guarantee. I mean, we've seen a lot of rain. I think the safest thing is to account for a partially rain setup, because that's about the only thing we have been able to count on this spring season. Wanted back in. Was that the message from just now?
Yeah. Just as I thought, Ice has engine damage around 20 right now, so I think won't make it to the end.
Yeah, that's pretty significant engine damage there. Definitely can't keep pushing for the race lead at the rate he's been at. Looks like he's not quite quitting though. He is going wide, but oh yeah, he lost a couple seconds there, but he was hanging in there for a good second. Miff's still charging through, but he's got LMPs by his side. He's got a whole train of GT3s in front of him. He's still, well, last lap wasn't the pace he quite needed, but he's still hanging on here, looking to see what he can see. Right. Oh, big spin from Jim. He is looking the wrong way down turn 1.
I wonder if Jim has quite a low downforce setup and it's just not helping him.
Potentially. I mean, it seems like he's losing it in the low speed, which doesn't quite say a downforce thing to me. It seems like he's kind of been struggling on the slower stuff. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Does have traction control on? He's not stupid, but it's definitely something setup related, I'd say. But that's a position for Miffy now. He managed to avoid any wrecking there. Oh, have a nice day. Caught up to Echo into the corner a little bit, but didn't quite keep his speed up.
I see Kerman's activated sort of full robot mode, and he's lapping what, a second of that quicker than Echo in second.
Well, he was setting 2:17s earlier.
Yeah, he was 3 seconds faster than the rest of the GT3s. He's just a monster. But once he gets in front, he stays there.
He's probably doing his tax returns with one hand and driving with the other at the moment. That's where the 3 seconds have gone.
Yeah, probably.
Kerman is a machine.
Yeah, we're seeing him in his prime per usual today. It's a shame we didn't have Rubik's as an additional competitor. We like to throw all the challenge we can at Bill, so we like to see him fail once in a while, but not happening today. That's not to say, Echo doesn't stand a good chance to do something good here towards the end of the race. The pit stops still have to come into effect here as Echo
Zedian into the pits.
Oh, Zedian into the pits, yeah. Here we go.
An early one.
It is a bit early. I don't.
What's his fuel like?
90 full fuel tank.
Then he's not. He's not hot either, so
I don't see damage. Not sure on that one, honestly.
unless he was just topping the fuel off.
Maybe. For like a one-stop early fuel stop and undercut from an hour away.
Either that, or he's gone to put some new wets on with maybe some better tyre pressures.
That could be.
Might be just about late enough in the race he could get the fuel to the end now.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a weird strategy. Like you don't see that often. You see Splash and Dash towards the end quite often, but it would potentially work to try such an early sort of undercut. It would be brave, that's for sure.
Well, he's still in the pits, so
He might have had damage, or the advantage, I suppose, is he might have thought he'll make some space for himself, get out of the traffic.
He did take fuel. So, interesting. We might see no stops from Zedian for the rest of the race, and I mean, he's definitely fallen back for now, but everybody else still is gonna pit at some point, so I guess...
I think there was a repair in there as well, man, looking at the time he was in
Yeah,
the pits.
that was like a full minute stopped in the pits, not including the transit time.
Hillbilly Chris in the pits as well.
Chris had that little bit of contact with the wall
Oh
on
yeah,
the first
turn
turn.
one.
Tone did it as well, but Tone, I don't think, to the pits. Tone's still trucking.
Have catching back up to Echo again.
A little bit of cockpit cam so you can see what these guys see in the wet here. The massive amount of spray. It's not terrible on these mid-speed sections, but get on the straight and you're trying to set up a braking zone or an overtake, it gets really difficult to judge your corners when you're riding behind somebody that's got a big old rooster tail of water spraying off the back of their car. As you can see here, yeah, once they go faster in a straight line, oh, he's going around the
Oh, a bit
inside.
deep.
Where's my camera?
Oh my! I didn't think he was going to make that.
Look at that. Tried to switch to the trackside cameras, and apparently the trackside camera decided, when they're at the apex of a corner, it's a good time to just unfocus and not actually look at the cars. That makes sense. Husky's joined us in the chat and said, wow, what a surprise, rain. Yeah, we really didn't. We were so excited about using real weather since it has worked since a couple patches ago. We were so excited about using it that we didn't stop to think about it being spring, and we're using all Northern Hemisphere circuits this season. So yeah, rain. The only times we haven't had rain are when we decided to not do a rain race once or twice this season. It's literally rained every time, everywhere that we've raced. Chris still in the pits.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he had some suspension damage from it.
Yeah. Kerman got a blinker up here. I don't know why. Is Kerman... I don't know why that just showed up. I got concerned, but it seems to be nothing.
He's doing robot things.
Yeah, the game knew something was up, but everything looks normal.
To Bill, it just looks like the Matrix, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal. He is lapping 3 seconds a lap quicker than any other GT3 at the moment.
Yeah, he's back on sort of full pace here. That 218 is massive pace difference to the 221s we're seeing among the battling pack. I mean, the good news for P2 to P6 is that, you know, they all can get up to sort of P2 or 3 if they fight. Oh, huge contact.
Whoa, I missed that.
Little bit of a braking zone difference here between GT3 and LMP, and for once it wasn't a GT3 rear-ending an LMP. It was the opposite today.
So what LMP was that involved?
Ice. Ice killed, have a nice day, I think.
Yeah. That was big, and that's something we see. I mean, usually we see GT3s running into the shorter braking zone of the LMPs, but the fact of the matter is both of these cars, dry or wet, they have a different length of their braking zone. So, you know, one guy's starting to brake at the 100-foot board, one guy's starting to brake at the 200, and sometimes these misjudgments happen. So it's unfortunate. Hopefully, was it Have a Nice Day that got contacted by that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't have too much rear splitter damage, but we'll see.
Husky's put in chat, also open weather is the most inaccurate weather system I've ever seen.
Well, I'll get Miffy to talk to you about stochastic statistics and whatever else, but I don't know any accurate weather system, to be honest. I don't trust any of them, so we may as well have a network of spies around the world that go and like look up into the sky and just tell us what it is. Have is really wanting to make a move on Echo here. You see him posturing really wide on these corners. But now we got an LMP in the mix. Oh, this is exciting footage here.
Echo's really struggling. I thought it'd be absolutely struggling after the contact. But...
yeah, apparently not. I think everybody's kind of struggling a little bit, except for Bill. Bill's fine.
It's nice to see some battling going on though.
It is.
I wasn't expecting this much.
Well, not only that, we're seeing battling, but nobody's retired yet. Everybody's sticking in for the long haul here.
Although I'm seeing Ozil in last with a red marker on his number, so...
it just means he's got a time penalty, I think, probably.
Yeah, he's still rolling. Still rolling.
Oh, a 10-second penalty.
Ice is still in the pits.
Oh yeah, Ice must have got some major front end aero damage. Those LMPs are fast, but they break like anything.
I think he has most of the damage from the engine.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Temperature.
Yeah, he was running his engine so hot as well, so he's probably getting some very costly, time-consuming engine repair right now.
Domino into the pits as well.
Interesting development.
Oh, two.
Whoa!
Oh, Miff decided not to.
I think Miff got tunnel vision there and just nearly followed Jim for the sake of racing into the pits, but...
he moved over first, and he obviously, as soon as he saw Have going in, he thought, no.
He almost tricked Have to going in the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some next level strategy. You Jedi mind
Make
tricks.
him think I'm going.
Yeah.
And then he'll go, and then I'll just get the place. It's fine.
That's brilliant. I gotta commend Miff for that one.
I know the Audi, you need 5 extra litres of fuel for an hour and a half.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if it's any different around here. So it's 5 litres short when we done Fuji. So wondering if he's
Now, is that
got
a
to fuel.
is that a
Although I would have probably waited. Unless he had quite a bit of damage from the contact.
Miffy on his hard charge from, I think, P8, now up into P3, challenging Echo.
I think Echo's got damage as well because he rear-ended Hav earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And Flow Scrub behind is matching almost Thurman's times on a bit of a charge.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to... Man, the cameramen are just on drugs today.
Audi versus Audi.
Oh, I saw the gap dip in here.
Miffy's hungry.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're going bumper to bumper here.
His car looks a bit more stable in the wet as well.
Yeah. Hard to judge. Everything looks unstable to me right now.
Flow is out, contact with Jim.
Oh, yep. They both have stopped on the side of the track there.
Oh, both in the pits.
Oh, okay. All right.
Echo and Miffy.
That. Well, looks like these two have just gentlemanly agreed to continue racing here. I think they're waiting for each other. But that did give a free position to Snacks, who is up into 4th. I'm sure Rubik's will be pleased about that.
Snacks has just been waiting at the back for everything to go wrong and just swipe up their positions.
Yep.
Oh, they're all pitting now.
Wonder if they know something about the weather that we don't. Although I'm still seeing rain.
Yeah, I mean, there was fog in the forecast eventually, but the track certainly looks full wet. You see the beads and reflection off the track there. There's no dry line coming up too soon here. Oh, jeez!
Oh, no!
Oh, man, all the time that turn 1 is such a trick. Even in the dry, I was saying, it's a hard braking zone to judge. But in the wet, doubly so. Even in the same car, the braking zones are just variable. The line through there is variable, and the braking zones are variable.
Echo Miffy and Miffy out. Miffy's out in front of Echo, so he's gained a position from the pit stop.
I think Echo stopped for some repairs there because he's sort of been in the pits about 10 seconds longer than the others.
I don't know if I commented on this, but Floscub just into second with all the drama going on. Floscub just does anybody remember when Floscub got into second? Cause
he didn't pit, so he's jumped.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think Echo is fucked up his pit stop because I see 2.6 bar on the tires instead of 1.8.
That's.
And they get much more fuel too.
Hopefully not 2.6 bar on the tires. That sounds a bit much.
Yeah, 2.6 and 2.7.
Always try running inside. Oh, no. The outside. Oh.
We're just seeing the stabilities of the Audis in action here today. These Audis have been racing each other consistently. I mean, aside from the bumps and scrapes, those are gonna happen on a day like this, but the stability of these Audis is really pretty decent in the rain a lot of times.
It's also nice to see that someone can race like this with a controller.
Who's that?
Have uses a controller.
Have does?
Yeah, he doesn't use a steering wheel, he uses a controller. Did you not know this?
I guess not. That's outrageous.
So. I don't know how you can be that quick with a controller.
No, he's so consistent. So stable. Like, Hav is like the moving brick wall of stability. He's just a pillar in the middle of the racetrack. Like, that's That's outrageous. But that is up into second now, and Miffy is looking to add insult to injury on Jim Boom here.
I've actually the second quicker last lap with Kerman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, I told you, these top 6 or so guys in the GT3s have their work cut out for them. There's no guarantees here. And we got Hillbilly Chris coming up behind in that LMP to try to make a pass here while these guys are racing, but that's Miffy up into third for the time being, going extra wide there on those lovely runoffs. See if Jim can salvage this, or might be about pit stop time for a couple of guys. Got 53 minutes left of the race.
All his engines running hot.
Yeah. Yeah, Ice is gonna have a hard time, but man, that was an entertaining show he put on early in the race. Anyhow, I don't even care how he finishes, because he charged from the back and all the way up to Turambar's bumper within a couple of laps. And that is
So, Ice's engine is running at 125 degrees, which is a tad too hot.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why he had damage.
I mean,
He
110 is your limit, I think. Even
Yeah.
that's pretty dodgy.
I wonder.
124.
I mean, he's had some bumps and stuff, but I don't think the radiators go ahead and crack on these LMP cars like that. So I wonder if he just doesn't have the radiator open enough. I think he's got a quality trim.
I think he just load the TT setup from
Yeah.
the leaderboards.
Yeah.
Just hop in.
And those TT setups, but yeah, oftentimes have closed radiators, like, completely.
Yeah, I think his brake is close too, because his tires are much hotter than the other ones on the track.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. You get the lessened drag that gives you that important pace, but heat's got to go somewhere. I don't know why I'm still watching Jim Boom in the pits here. We know what's going on. Jim is in the pits. We don't need to watch the entire thing. You know how a pit stop works.
Owes a lot back in the pits again. He's a few minutes down now.
I've
He's
got
not
a feeling.
retiring though.
Sorry, Bo.
So go on, Olga.
I was just going to say, I got a feeling the only GT3 that hasn't pitted now is Kerman.
I believe so.
Has Miffy pitted? No, Miffy has pitted. He came out in front of Echo.
Yeah, I think it's only Kerman that hasn't.
Yeah, it's just Bill to pit. I don't think he will though.
His times are dropping off now relative to the others, so
Yeah.
you might want to think about it.
They are, and Hav is pushing 219s now. Bill's last lap was a 222.
Snacks is also setting a 19.
Yeah, all these varied pit strategies are definitely going to give Bill something to think about moving forward into the race. It's, I mean, he's got monstrous pace and consistency, but there's definitely some X factors at play here.
I think the Renault can make it on a tank though. So he'll have to pit for tyres if it dries up, maybe.
Yeah.
But unless he's had a spin we haven't seen,
Maybe.
had a bit
Could
of
it-
damage.
Yeah, that sort of 3 seconds lost could have been a Hale backing out or something, stepping out of line.
He's also got a bit of traffic ahead of him, so that might have contributed a bit.
That's never slowed him down before.
Bill in the pits. So, wonder if he's coming in for tyres for some better tyre pressures.
Yeah, he's got fuel to spare, so probably chewed through those tires. He got a good gap built up in the first half of the race, so that's usually his go-to strategy is just the standard, you know, when he qualifies pole, get a good gap built up, and he doesn't have to worry. He can have just a standard mid-race pit stop and go from there.
Logger, you have the ability. What's the weather forecast currently?
Do I have the ability? I don't know.
Should tell you.
No, all I can watch is the broadcasts.
Looks like Bill is rolling now out of his pit stop. Av's not quite gonna catch him, I don't think.
So Hav and Miffy have both set 2:18s.
Oh boy.
So that's almost on pace with Bill.
Yeah, our podium is far from decided.
Snacks has done a 2:19. Oh, have we had a retirement? LMP, Ice has gone.
Oh. Yeah, he ducked into the pits and called it. I think he probably was having too hard of a time wrestling his temperatures.
I'll give it 10 seconds before he's up here.
Yeah. But, boy, he put on a good show early in the race, man. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I don't know why I pushed the button for that.
Push to sneeze.
I was leaning on the button. That's my bad. Oh dear.
That's alright. At the beginning of the stream, I was playing the intro video. I had my mic on, and I was just consumed by a coughing fit out of nowhere. I had to make sure my mic was turned off because I was just coughing over the intro.
Tell you what, I think Av's done brilliantly to keep Kerman in sight, but keep an eye on Kerman's lap times for the next 2 or 3 laps. He's absolutely pulling away at a rate of knots, I think.
Yeah, I mean, after pit stops, being within 10 seconds of the class leader is a good place to be in, but Kerman with fresh tires is it's a dangerous thing. On board with race leader Turambar here, just to see what he sees, how he's dealing with the conditions and the traffic here, because he seemed to not have too much of a problem out there today. Got a 40-second gap over Domino and P2.
Oh,
I think
never
that's
spun.
Jim spun there. Jim, unfortunately, has fallen off to P8 in the GT3s now. Uncharacteristic of him, but these are definitely trying times here. It's like Zedian's hoping to make a move on Flow Scub here. Don't know if Zedian sees that LMP behind him or what's going on there. Or, what happened? Where'd he go? Maybe he did pass. What did I see behind him then? Oh, he passed on the outside, like off camera. That's what happened. I had an optical illusion moment. Through the S's. such a dangerous point of the track here. You're just absolutely running like a rabbit through there, trying to milk all the speed and momentum you can through those turns, and they get gradually slower and slower. You have to be on the brakes, possibly gearing down for each consecutive turn. It's like Hav has just dropped outside of the 10-second mark from class leader Kerman.
He set a faster lap last time round, though.
Did, yeah, he's still hanging around that 10-second area. 43 minutes left of the race now.
I'm afraid once Bill's got his robot mode activated, it's not going to deactivate, is it?
Most likely not. Bill knows his car, he knows his limitations, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I think we saw when he was in the LMP2s, he also had a absolutely dominant season there, but we saw probably more mistakes in the LMPs than he's done in the GT3s, I think. I mean, despite he's had more competition in this season for sure, but as far as consistency goes, he is very at home in the GT3. And I just gotta mention, because I don't think I've given it enough attention, Echo and Zedian's Lamborghini. Oh my goodness!
Spin from Zedian, pushing it a bit too hard.
Yeah, that'll happen. That turn one is an absolute killer. I'm gonna say this livery that they've got. So I love to wax poetic about these liveries, and this one I don't think I've given enough attention because it looks so professional that it just fits right in with everything else. But it's such a gorgeous custom livery, and it just looks so professional. Love it. The detail work that they've done on it is fantastic. Not one of those wild ones where you're like, wow, what is that? It's one of those that just absolutely fits in. Birnbauer steadily growing his lead over Domino in P2, I believe. About 50-second lead now.
Hav is gaining on Kirby.
He is. He's within 6 seconds now.
He's still setting faster laps.
I thought after the pit stop, Kerman would just be off, but fair play to Hav and his controller.
Hav must have had damage to repair as well, because he's had 2 bits of contact. One from the start and one from earlier.
What a beast.
This goes to show you don't need a wheel.
You don't. It is strongly encouraged, and I will personally look down on you if you don't have one, but Hav is an absolute beast out here.
I think we should donate him a wheel after this season.
Yeah, honestly, that would be a worthy prize for him.
We should set up a GoFundMe page.
Yeah. Of course, then you'll get one of those situations where Hav absolutely sucks on a wheel. It is definitely a different game to go from, even in Sims or arcade games, going from a controller to a wheel. You have to learn how to drive all over again. And I drive automobiles in real life every day, but it's still going to a racing wheel and getting into these Sims there's a learning curve to it for sure. But
there's corners in this, Dustin. But I thought in America it's all straight lines, 90 degrees, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, mostly. We got the roads just go straight from Los Angeles to New York, coast to coast.
Yeah.
Just absolutely straight lines.
I knew it. Yeah.
It's, the United States is actually built on just a grid. The
It have dropped off a bit more.
yeah, a little bit. Lost about a second or two, but he's hanging in.
So we've passed the halfway point.
Got 38 minutes left now.
And Bill and have set very similar lap times that time round.
Yeah, we got a good old-fashioned competition on our hands today.
Jim's found a bit more time and he's set at 2:19 that time round. Zedian's second to last. Must have had another spin.
I think he pitted again.
Yeah, so maybe that first pit wasn't the brave undercut that I thought it might be. Maybe it was a correctional pit and the next one was scheduled.
Almost sounds like Bill's short shifting on that.
A little bit. Hard to say. Can't really tell from the speedo either, but since
Probably be able to tell from the interior. Well, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I know, maybe not. He's in first gear. He's doing well in first gear.
He's slightly short shifted, if that's so.
It just sounded like he was sort of backing off a bit on the revs.
I think the main aspects to his speed here, though, is just how smooth he is about it. He's nothing abrupt. He seems very, very at home and smooth most of the time. A little bit of instability there, but
it seems to have the uncanny ability as well to know what that time Hav's going to do before Hav does it.
Way!
Oh, there's a spin from Kermit! That's all Hav needs.
Switch it on and off. Switch it on and off.
And just like that, Hav is within sight of the class lead. And he's going on the inside. Danger, danger.
Oh,
the bloody camera.
Oh, that camera's frustrating. Oh, he didn't do it.
Nope, I mean, they made it through the corner, but I think Hav had to sacrifice a bit of exit there to get that inside line, and Bill got heavy on the power.
I know Bill does it brave and doesn't use any traction control, so I'm wondering if he was just able to get the power down a little bit better than what Hav was.
I don't know. So we have seen Bill in full rain sessions use TCS, and it does appear he is today.
He's using both TCS and ABS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Bill knows that it's not worth chancing in the rain. In the dry, you can really feel, where your grip lies a lot easier, and it's not as big of a issue, but I think it's just not worth it in the wet, probably. Get like on the slow speed corners when you try to get on the power in the wet, if you get that bit of wheel spin on a wet enough circuit, it's gonna spin you around. And the traction control, even if it's on, you know, 10% slip, might be enough to keep you from going all the way around. You might go 90 degrees instead of 180. Looks like Bill's picked up his pace, but he's definitely got to be a little bit shaken by that to see Hav just roll up ready to take P1 from him.
Yeah, all he's got to do is sit there and wait now for another mistake.
Yep, Hav knows Bill can bleed from time to time, and Hav's a very patient person, so.
He's setting very similar lap times to Bill, so if he can just sit there and maybe keep a bit of pressure on Bill, if he cracks under pressure. I don't know if robots crack under pressure, but
they do. They
can
overheat.
Yeah, when he's spun, quick reboot, he's off again.
Yep. This rain racing takes up a hefty CPU load for everybody, so looked like Hav was drifting there into that corner a little bit, but might have just been a perspective shift thing. Maybe this LMP will slow Bill down a little bit for Hav, maybe not. Like he's had to make a slight compromise to the braking zone there, but not too much. I've seen pretty conservative through that, kind of middle of the track through the whole corner, not quite using all of the track surface that he could be. Don't see any puddles on the entry or exit there. COTA seems to have pretty good drainage. We haven't seen any track spanning puddles or anything.
no, it's been pretty good. There's no sign of it drying up though. Still a few raindrops.
Yeah, I mean we're well into the second half of the race and weather's not really changing. Oh, I do think they in the last patch updated track drainage a little bit, because that was a common complaint for people, and I think they've actually tweaked the live track a little bit for drainage. But COTA is a very modern, well thought out circuit to begin with, so it didn't be too much of an issue out here.
Oh, don't you just love that camera?
That's amazing.
We need to sack that cameraman because he's not doing a very good job.
Yeah, he's trying to get the cool far away shot of where they came from instead of where they're going.
I've got a feeling he's been paid off by Falcon Tires because he just likes looking at that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Or he's like a film school major. He's trying to get really artistic shots of the distance and the rainfall. That's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for racing.
So exactly an hour has passed. We've got half an hour left.
That corner, the camera angle on that corner makes it look like he's going sideways.
I think you'll find that with a wheel lock. That's how you notice he's using a controller, because it's almost full or nothing sometimes.
Yeah. It's so smooth though for a controller.
Oh yeah, you would never know unless he told you.
I didn't know until you said today.
Oh,
Oh, it's bitten again.
Well, that's that for now.
that's interesting.
Yeah, what's... Got enough fuel. I think possibly another set of tires? I don't know. Go ahead and drive through that box.
Oh, he's got the right one now.
Yep. Made it.
someone, if there's someone else's, I don't know, Miffy's in the pits as well.
I wonder if Echo can snag some positions now. Echo's
I'm
got
wondering
more
if
than
there's a
enough fuel.
tyre wear problem.
It could be. I mean, I didn't see the temperature before we started, but it could be hot and wet, and you know, maybe that's causing some more wear than usual.
Interesting to see if Bill will stop again.
That's Echo just snagging an easy P2. But yeah, it's not over yet. I mean, if a two-stop is necessary for tires, then Kerbin and Echo might have surprises in store yet.
Unless the track's warming up a bit and it's just not doing them any good.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're seeing tire stops. I mean, fuel's not much of an issue. We've seen some damage. That's easy enough to attribute. But definitely seems like some tire stops, so it's something to look out for.
Well, Hav's come back out the pits and he's in third, so he's lost one position from that. So he's back out in a really good spot. So maybe if Echo pits.
Yeah, what does this mean for the old championship? Because I mean, Echo and Kerman were pretty close.
I'm not sure.
They are. Let's take a look real quick here. GT3 Echo has 124 points as of last race, and Kerman's got 98. I don't think we got enough people in the race to give Bill enough points to actually jump up into first for the driver's standings, so...
there is a drop round as well, isn't there?
Yes, but...
Joker race.
It appears Echo and Bill have both, like, missed a race before, so the Joker
right,
points... Yeah, it's just a 0, so the Joker points essentially don't change their points. So, yeah, if Echo... Unless Echo completely drops out of the race at this point, I'm pretty certain he'll be winning the driver's standings.
He's been good all through, and to be fair as well, he could have had Barcelona, but he put too much fuel in. But he was leading that and pulling away.
Yeah, he's had some really great performances. A couple times he's been robbed of victory, but he's also had some really amazing finishes. So really great season for him.
We've had another retirement.
Oh, yeah, Zedian retired.
Oh, strange. He was setting good lap times a minute ago.
Yeah, I mean, he was still in P8, wasn't making any headway position-wise, so I don't know if he just took some more damage or just got sick of it. Check on Snack's gap to third here. Got 10 seconds to have a nice day. Duramar, race leader, still maintaining about a 50-second gap to P2 in LMP. Now this is the point in the race where circuit's a little bit big for the grid. Everybody's spread out by a pretty good margin. Not even any lapping going on right now.
Yeah.
Av is pretty close to Echo here.
Yeah, he's gaining. He's gained about 7.5 over the last lap.
Wow, have just set a 2:17.1.
Woof,
There we
that
go.
explains that.
He's on a mission.
Absolutely.
And what's...
Oh,
no! I was going to ask what his gap was to Kerman, but it's irrelevant now.
Considerably more
Oh.
now.
That's a shame.
It
It's
looked like he
fine.
understeered just clean off the circuit there. Went straight off.
Looked like it went to snap on him. He tried correcting it, and like you say, he understeered, and it just all went wrong.
That'll happen. Those S's are dangerous, man. Oh, that's too bad. Put in some monstrous pace on the previous lap. Be a lot tougher from here. Bill's getting a pretty comfy lead now. 30 seconds over Echo. But if those tires are getting fried, we could still have another pit stop in here.
I don't know, Bill pitted around 46 minutes to go, so he was obviously planning one stop, and his times towards the end of his first stint only dropped maybe 2:21, 2:22, so...
Oh yeah, and Bill pulled out a
I think he's
217.
laughing.
He's not hurting for tires on pace, it seems, with that 217.7. Yeah, he's very good at setting a strategy and sticking to it as well, so he'll most likely just make it work from here. Domi Domino. I keep mixing them up. The pit's P2 for LMP, and P3 Tonlo has been hanging on to a podium here.
Wonder if that's a fuel stop, I think.
Yep. Yep, they've got
Yeah, it is.
about 4 liters left. They need just a splash to carry on here. And Chris, quite enough to gain a position.
Have set a 2:26 that time round, so he's had another incident, I think.
Bad luck. If he's showing good pace in 5th with a 218, but might be enough to get him to snacks. So he might be able to snag another position before this 20 minutes is over here.
What's the gap from Snacks to Have?
It's like 11 seconds. 10 seconds-ish.
Oh, he just caught that one.
Bit of Tokyo drift on the turn 1, and... Or, no, that wasn't turn 1. That was one of the other left hairpins. I mix all these left hairpins up.
Is the Merc one of the only front-engined cars? A lot of them are mid, aren't they?
Yeah, the Merc has the front. Yeah, honestly, I think that's about it, at least in this race. The R8's mid. I'm sure the RS, the Renault is mid. With how it handled.
Right to the pits.
A little bit of
Almost spun into the pits there.
yeah, might be hurting for tires a little bit too. But there's Miffy's chance to snag that P4.
Wonder if Miffy's going to go the last 20 minutes without stopping now.
Well, Habs made what, 3 seconds up on Echo on that last lap, so he's getting it back again.
Yeah, Hab is not giving up by any means. He's had a couple rough laps, but he's still just putting in those bangers.
Yeah, this rate he'll catch him pretty much on the main straight.
This is something new to see from Hav. He's been, I mean, I always praise him for his consistency, but this race has been a different beast. He's had spins and had difficulties, and then he's come back with these monstrous pushes. It's definitely a different side of him than we've seen before.
I think Echo's struggling on those tyres as well.
Yep. Definitely got an interesting situation developing on the podium here.
I didn't realise he'd caught that much up to him.
Yeah, he dropped off, but he just pushed like a rocket right back up to a good pace.
Hav just needs to sit there now and just not push too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely been pushing.
Hav's got so much more grip into and out of the bend as well. He's flying.
Hav's had a number of laps where he's been the fastest on the grid. It's just these little difficulties he's had has put him back, but still, lap after lap has been
He's
fast.
stuck with it.
If he's just patient to that infield straight, you can have him easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots where you're gonna want to pass, like on these S's and what have you, but there's options. You can be patient here and not force the issue.
Yeah, he just needs to let it happen, I think. It's gonna happen. Looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting the pressure on, and I think
Might see a dive, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's come for it. Oh, bloody Falcon tyres, man.
I really need to learn better to just not switch to external on these hairpins.
And that's the corner where everything happens as well. Oh, Falcon tyres. I'm never buying them now.
Nope.
Bastards.
Jeez. Alright, well, yeah, that LMP opened the door for Hav, basically. That's always a bad position to be in when you have to let somebody by and then somebody just sneaks in the door after them. That's rough. There's nothing you can do. You know, if you go up to the bumper of somebody that's already passing on the inside of someone else or whatever, you just get to walk on through.
I think we'll see Echo go in the pits this time around. He's having to drift that thing around there.
Hav's got away, hasn't he?
A little bit.
Or will he just lump it till the end of the race?
He might. 19-second gap to Miffy, he might think. Yeah, hold that out. Be tight though, it'd be roughly, 2 seconds a lap at the moment. 7 more laps, something like that. 6 more laps.
Sam in chat says Falcon tires sounds like a curse. It doesn't sound like it. It has been one today. Let's go Pirelli instead. They've never done us wrong today. There's one thing I'll praise SMS for is they've made pretty faithful to the branding around a lot of these circuits. You see, you know, the same billboards that are actually there. A lot of games can't do that or choose not to do that, so you just see a lot of like Xbox banners or whatever the game is or whatever the dev is. You still see some SMS billboards and sideboards on the track, but they do stay pretty good to the actual track branding that's on walls and boards and stuff. Kind of just a little thing, but
much better than the first game where we had made up sponsors at the side of the track. So
yeah. Oh, I gotta try to keep on with the with the roof cam when people pass, because I can't trust the track side. It's Jim Boom coming out ahead of Snacks, and I don't know if Rubik's is still in the chat, but looking like hard times for Team German Racing, or what, the German racing team. Yeah, Rubik's and Snacks team. Not sure if they're gonna be able to snatch the team standings away from Concrete Racing, Echo and Zedian.
Oh! I thought that was going to be contact then.
Yeah, I flinched a little bit there, but got it under control.
Yeah, Snacks is just steering that car with the throttle, basically.
Yeah.
Look at that. Opposite lock all the way around.
Project Cars Drift Club.
When you think this is the guy running second last at the moment, it just sort of shows the skill through the field. You know, everyone's keeping it in a straight line. It's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was looking.
Yeah. But yeah, as you were saying, Lager, I often don't get to give a lot of attention to the guys lower in the field, because everything's just been so wild and close this season in the GT3 field that, you know, it can be anybody's turn to be a star when our, you know, top 10 are always like within a second or two of each other. Very consistent and fast drivers.
Yeah, I think if we get a bit of a more neutral car, like maybe I always advocate the Clio, you know, something that where the racing is naturally going to be a bit closer because it's slower. I think, you know, you're probably looking at any one of the guys racing here could win the race.
Yeah, absolutely. The problem is that was our our idea between touring cars, and people just don't like front wheel drives and slower shit boxes. So
Yeah, that's true.
I like them. I love driving on like Assetto Corsa. I think my favorite car to drive is the '86 Corolla, and that's underpowered, and it's just a wonky shitbox to drive, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, but a lot of people like to go as fast as possible, which is completely understandable.
That's true. And I mean, used in a series like the GT3, at least it offers quite a broad choice in cars, so you can get a car that you like.
Yeah. Looking forward to our endurance race next week. I don't know who is going to join me in the commentary box, but hopefully somebody, because we are going for a full 3 hours solo endurance next week at Daytona.
Well, I won't be joining you. I'm actually going to race this one.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye out for you. But yeah, it's a 3-hour solo stint, so that's a real big boy stint. That's endurance right there. So we do 2.4 hours as endurance races, but yeah, we're going the full 3.
And for this one, we'll be using the brand new LMPs that have come out recently.
Yes, I still haven't driven anything from the new pack. I should do that today.
That will be against the GT3s.
Tell you what, Dustin, I could join you for that, and then we could spice it up a bit. Oh, bloody Falcon tires again. Spice it up a bit. Every time there's a change for the lead, you have to drink a shot.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I gotta go on a beer run before we do that. But I'm down for that action. Have a little bit of party racing. Don't drink and drive unless it's on a racing sim.
I'm hoping my wheel lasts the race. That's why I haven't raced this weekend, because I want it to last next week.
Oh, is it getting into its old age or what?
Yeah, it has mind of its own. So I'd
Turbo
like it to last the next week.
Turbo into the pits.
Last minute fuel stop.
Looks like it.
Yeah, he's fine. He's got Jim off again.
Jim's had a bad run of it today. He's a absolutely seasoned driver, and we've seen him post some monstrous results in, but just not having a good time of it out there.
Miffy's closing on Echo. 7-second gap, I'm seeing.
Oh yeah. We got 6.5 minutes left of the race, so it is.
Yeah, it was always going to be a close one then.
It is do or die time.
See him ahead.
Miffy.
You can probably just see him ahead there, so he's going to be pushing now.
So has Miffy stopped twice? He must have. If he's, yeah, he must have. If he's lapping 2:18, so he's got one.
I think he has.
So yeah, he's pretty much closed half the gap in half the time remaining, so he's got to get him right on the last lap, catch up to him.
A little squirrely on the Merc.
He knows it. He knows he's got a chance of third. He's pushing.
Oh, look at it sliding a little bit through these S's.
It's beautifully done though. Lovely.
Definitely working a different slip angle than in the dry. Managed to find a balance of slip that doesn't kill you on the S curves.
He's still done, even going wide last turn and that, he's still done 2.5 seconds on Echo like that.
Yeah, well, I could potentially be enough, but it's quite close. 4.5 minutes and probably only 3 laps remaining. Oh, big contact!
No,
big
that's
contact.
not what we want.
What's that? Where's the camera?
I think it was that Tonlo. Or whatever. Not sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, that wasn't what Miff needed, but
but
what do you do? Oh no. Bill's gonna lap Jim. That's alright. They'll settle
You
their.
tired there, Dustin?
Not really. I just like finished my second cup of coffee. That's just one of the last remnants of tiredness escaping my body, I think. Yeah, Jim and Bill will have to settle their. I guess I don't want to say a rivalry. They've got a friendly competition level between them, though. They both had some very, very close races in the past.
I think Miffy's got that gap down to about 5 seconds, or is that lying to? So there's 7.
Yeah. Just under 3 minutes left.
I think that contact effectively cost him about a lap of the time he was gaining.
Yeah, it didn't cost him much, but as far as gains this late in the race, that was costly.
The robot Kerman still on worn tyres. Look, 2:18.1. Unbelievable.
A massive pace for this entire race. I mean, he's dialed it back a couple times, but half pulling a 2:19 now.
Echo's done the right thing, staying out and not pitting.
You say that, I mean, what's he got? Potentially 2 more laps, or is it just 1?
Let's find race leader. Looks like 1 more lap.
Okay, and he's dropping 3 seconds a lap to Miffy at the moment. It might be close, man.
On board with Turambar, the race leader, as he turns the final corner with a minute left on the clock. So
He could stop at the line here and wait for a minute to go by and still win.
Yeah, he could, but yeah, he's got a minute 20 over second place here. See, that time I switched cameras and it didn't completely screw us over. That's surprising. I don't know why I keep doing it, but it worked that time.
What's the gap between Miffy and Echo? I'm seeing it a lot smaller now.
Oh, come on, Miffy.
He's within sight, 3 seconds away. Oh.
Echo will be feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, that's it. He might make a mistake the last lap. Yeah, look, 4 seconds. Well, 3.5 seconds Miffy carved out, and then that.
Yeah, Echo knows he's catching.
3.7 behind. It's doable. It's
Echo
last
set a 22.
corner doable.
And Miffy set an 18.
Yeah, Echo's struggling for pace out here. Oh, where's our leaders in the final sector?
Oh, it's a nice bit of track, but let's see the cars.
Oh, he's got it down 2.2. He can do this. Just hold it together, Miffy. You can do this.
I think Echo's feeling the pressure a bit.
He must be on rubber bands by now, left on his tyres. So.
Switch between the leaders. Oh, he's so close. God. Smell the exhaust.
Miffy was so much cleaner through there.
Yeah.
Miffy can smell the podium.
90 minutes and these guys have barely been together on the track, and then they're converging in like the last few corners.
Oh, this could help Miffy catching Echo up.
Alright, Turambar's crossed the line.
Oh,
no!
Contact.
Oh,
Contact!
no!
Oh, not the way it should have been decided.
No. Oh no, no, no.
Echo will be so angry. I feel as if Miffy would have got it anyway.
Oh, but we were denied.
Yeah.
Denied the opportunity.
Falcon tyres.
Fuck off.
I think Logger has a genuine hatred for Falcon.
Well, every good racing move, all I said is like, oh yeah, he's going to overtake our Falcon. Ah, joy.
Oh,
Race isn't over here.
I'm out of fuel. No, what's
No,
happening?
I think he's
getting
given
past.
Echo
Ah, that's very sporting. That is fair
Yeah.
play to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
he's given Echo the position because of his.
Ah, that's excellent.
What a nice guy. Good on you, Miffy.
Yeah, that was a great. He caught him great though. That was. Oh look, Echo's had enough now.
nice.
He's like, that season over. Ruin the Lambo.
That's it.
Oh, fair
boys.
play to him. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, really.
I feel as if we need Miffy and Echo for an interview.
Yeah, let's get him in.
Who do we want up here first?
Well, let's get Turenbar and Kerman in, and then I've got other guys I want to, but we get winners in for theirs, and then we'll talk to the other gentlemen.
Or Echo's celebrating with a donut.
Yeah, definitely want to have a word with Echo and Miffy about that battle, and Have a Nice Day also had a monstrous performance out there today, so definitely want to talk to him as well. There he goes, sick 360 flip. But yeah, that's Kerman winning for the GT3 category, Turenbar winning in the LMP1. Domino took second place in the LMP1. Conlo took third place in his first race with PCDC in LMP1, so good on him.
That's what Turenbar winning the LMP championship and Echo winning the GT3.
Yep, I do believe. Yeah, have got second in GT3, and Echo rounds out the GT3 podium with a third place there. So I do believe that is the Drivers' Championship clinched for Echo and Turenbar in their respective classes. Really fun race. That battle at the end was incredible. Sam in the chat says Miffy needs a ball game. He should have given it back straight away and then had the battle, which I do agree with. That would have been probably the best way for everybody. But you know what? We don't get to have things our way all the time, Sam. Sometimes the race follows its own natural progression. That's just how she goes. Where are we on the slideshow? Logger, Turenbar. Hello, who's... I'm trying to figure out who's with me in the box. Hello, Turenbar.
Hey, yo.
Fantastic
me?
race.
Yeah.
Yes. Congratulations on the win. I do believe that's the Drivers' Championship clinched for you as well. So congrats on that, first of all.
Yeah, thanks.
How'd the race go?
It was kind of easy. Just at the start, I had like some doubts about Ice. He was so fast,
Yeah.
but then he disappeared. I don't know why. What happened to him?
He did have that massive push. He pushed from the back of the field all the way up to your bumper, which was very exciting to see. But we looked at his temperatures, and basically, I think he was running with like a TT setup, so all of his ducts were pretty much closed, and he overheated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's sad. But anyway, I had fun, and even if it was raining, it wasn't that bad. So it's just bad that there wasn't Mason here today, because we would have a good battle, I think.
Yeah, was it you and Mason that were like a point apart or something?
Yeah. So it's a bit sad, but anyway, I won, so I'm happy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a couple of our top competitors couldn't make it to this race, which is too bad. And that's kind of been how it's been in LMP this season anyway, but
Yeah, the world season. But yeah, anyway, I had fun. I've won a championship finally in PCDC, so
yep.
now I can retire, I think.
Yeah, you see ya. Take off. No, that was a great season too, Ramar. It was a lot of fun to watch.
yeah, hopefully the next race at Daytona, it will be entertaining too, and I will have Bill Kerman in the same class as mine, so it will
Oh,
be a good fight.
yep.
He's already faster than me, like 5/10 faster than me, so
Oh,
it's gonna be a battle, I guess.
yeah. I think we're gonna have a
And
good turnout in general for the classes.
yeah, of course, it's gonna be Echo too. Then yeah, all the good guys are gonna join LMP1, so
Yeah,
I'm excited about it. And Flinken finally will be back.
yeah.
So
Hopefully.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
he actually get his wheel back yet?
Not yet, but like in 1 week time, he should have it. So
Estimating. All right. Well, let's hope so, because I want to see that massive
yeah,
competition.
yeah, it's gonna be great at Daytona. The only thing is that I'm not sure if I'm gonna be there, but anyway,
Oh.
I will try. I will try to. I
All
will
right.
try.
All right.
Okay. Thanks,
Excellent.
Justin.
Yeah. Congrats, man.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Oh, whoops. I just brought him
What?
back.
Again.
I'll just let Paulie handle the.
Let me do it, Justin.
Yeah.
You want me
Yeah, let's get billing. Let's see.
Hey, Dustin, what sort of dizzy heights of viewers did you hit?
Hello, people.
Hey, Bill. Logger, to answer your question, I think we got like 10 today. Not a lot of viewers today. Not a lot of. See, just a big, busy summer day for a lot of people, I think. Anyway, hello, Bill. Welcome. Congrats,
guys.
Congrats on the win.
Thanks.
It's a good race, and certainly some clenching moments there in the race. How'd it go for you?
Well, first of all, I'm extremely pleased with how quali went.
Yeah.
I feel like I scored pole position thrice tonight. First, I had the lap where Steam crashed, where I was on top. Then I did 2:04.4 again, which put me on top, and then my client disconnected. So I had to reconnect like with 10 seconds spare before I couldn't have reconnected.
Yeah.
And I basically had one shot qualifying and did a very good lap, so I'm extremely happy with that.
Yeah, I think you beat your other time on that single hot lap that you had.
Yeah, by quite a bit actually. I did a 2:03.7.
Yeah, it was massive.
Yeah, and then the race, I was a bit afraid of it because last time I was going to a race without knowing what the wet setup would do to the car was Fuji, where I suffered a lot during the race. But the last patch apparently changed a few things about the wet tires, so they were more or less the same balances in the dry. So I was very confident in the car, which was very nice. But then I got pretty surprised by tire wear.
It seems like a lot of people got surprised by tire wear out there.
Yeah, it was much less before the patch, and now it was more wear. And yeah, it was a constant thinking process if it would be worth it to do 2 stops or maybe just 1. So yeah, I tried to extend the first stint as long as possible, and in the second stint I just tiptoed and tried to manage the race. Then I had a small spin, which allowed half to catch up to me. Yeah, we had a short battle, but ultimately I had more pace. I was nursing my tires, so by turning it up to 10 again for a few laps, I was able to build the gap again, and then he pitted a second time. So yeah, the race was pretty straightforward for me then.
Yeah, it's lucky that you managed your tires that well, because Have had monstrous pace. He was on pace with you for much of the race, but just he was pushing real hard and couldn't save his tires. So definitely was a bit of a wild card out there for tires.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, congrats. I think you done the math. I think I'm estimating a second in the second place in the drivers' championships.
Probably. I think Echo should have won it.
I think so, yeah. But really excellent season from you, Bill. It's good to see you get some really serious competition out there. I like to see what you do under pressure.
Yeah, thanks. It was really nice. I think I have won 2 races. Echo has won 2. Rubik's has won 2. So that's pretty cool.
Been a lot of fun. Well, I look forward to seeing you in the LMP car next week.
Yeah, I do as well.
Be a good time. Congrats again, Bill. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, you guys.
So I want have Echo and Miffy still in here if they're down. Fun race. Again, get our last couple in. PCDC.link if you want to join us for the 3-hour endurance race next week or next season. We'll be in, I think, about a month. We'll be starting season 5. So, PCDC.link if you want to get into our Discord and start racing with us. Hello, Have.
Hey,
How's it going, buddy?
what's up, man? My first podium, about time. It has been denying me for the longest.
I know, and you just we got to see you in rare form today. We usually see you consistently in the mid pack, holding your own and defensive, consistent driving, and that's done pretty well for you. But today you had some drama out there and some really monstrous pushes. How'd it go from your end?
Well, I was surprised because I was off the pace in the dry. And right from the get-go, I could see that in the wet, at least, I don't know how, but in the wet, I was faster than both Echo and Jim Boone. And I decided I was just gonna, if the gap is there and the opportunity is there, and if it's clean, I decided to try and go for the overtakes, and it worked out, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't usually see you taking such an aggressive tone through the race, and you were many laps where you were the fastest in the GT3 category. I
know it's a real shame that in my point of view that Bill got away from us from the pack so early in the race. So by the time I was able to get up to P2, Bill was clearly 20 seconds in front, I think. And driving in the pack, it ate up all our tires. Like, we had no choice but to do a two-stop. I knew that I was going to have to do a two-stop. And that allowed Bill to just take it take the win, I guess. But my tires were lasting. I could have made it a one-stop had I not been battling so hard.
Right, yeah, and that's sort of what it came down to, because you guys all from like 2nd to 6th had a train where you guys were all bumping elbows and pushing, and Bill, got his pole position, and that's exactly where you don't want him, because he's calling the shots at that point. But yeah, you made Bill nervous, and you gave everybody a solid run for their money out there today. Yeah,
I'm happy. It was a good last race of the season too. I'm gonna miss out on Daytona, which really bums me out. But I have an event I have to attend.
Yeah.
But this is a good end for the season for me. I'm happy. Finally got a P2. I think I could have won actually in Spain, but I made a mistake and I actually collided with the wall in Spain, and I got a lot of damage, and that took away the opportunity for a victory. But I think I made it up to it. Bill was in a class on his own.
Yeah, but you gave him a pretty good run for his money for a minute there, and yeah, you earned it, man. Congrats on that, and here's to seeing some more podiums from you.
I sure hope so. I can't wait to see the replay.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right, well, we'll catch up with you. Well, maybe not next week, but soon.
Heck yeah! Thanks, Dustin.
Yeah, thanks. And I'm all alone. Polly, send in the clowns. Hello, Echo. Echo and Miffy.
Hello, Dustin.
Oh, we're having a gang
Hello,
interview here.
YouTube.
Hey,
Clown,
buddies.
Zoe.
As I swear it was a Frank Sinatra reference. I'm not calling you guys clowns. The performance out there today was anything but clownish. That was a lot of fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going sideways like the whole way, like around the last part of the race. It was horrible.
Yeah, that Lamborghini was looking pretty squirrely.
Yeah, by the end of the race, I had no tires left. Like all 4 of them were empty.
Yeah, Bill was mentioning that the wet wear is a bit different after this patch, and it kind of caught everybody out. We saw a lot of unscheduled pit stops out there today, I think.
Yeah, it was like extreme, like especially in the first stint. I think everyone was just pushing too hard, and they were just expecting their tires to last a lot longer than that. But within, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, the fronts were down to nothing. So I had to do an early pit stop, and then I decided to just manage my race, not push, just try and keep my tires like as good as I could. But towards the end, it just got too much, but it was too late to pit by then. So I just tried to make it to the end.
Yeah, it wound up working out for you. I think that finish has clinched the drivers' championship for you.
Oh, that's amazing. I'll wait to see what the maths when they get done, and then I'll celebrate after.
Yeah, I'm not a mathematician by any means, so don't. I've been wrong.
I didn't
many times.
intend. If it winds up that my sportsmanship wound up deciding the championship, I probably should send Bill an apology note, but we'll see.
By the way, Miffy, gotta commend you on that sportsmanship. That was great to see out there. I mean, just in the sake of good sportsmanship, wasn't an incident you caused or anything, but waited up, and that was good. How'd that battle go for you guys?
Well, I worked out from the fact he was like 30 seconds up the road from me that he wasn't two-stopping, and then I started pushing again because I've been quite pissed off because at the start of my third stint, I binned it on the outlap. I don't know if you guys caught that, and I was quite pissed off at myself. So I was just kind of settling into my race, trying to put consistent laps in. Then, like, as I realized I was catching up to him towards the end, I had a couple of unfortunate incidents with LMPs lapping in kind of awkward places, which cost me, I think, 2 seconds a lap on 2 like consecutive laps, which kind of pissed me off a bit. But then by the time I caught up at the end, after having been frustrated by LMPs for like the last 10 minutes, I didn't want him to get so much more tilted by them if his podium got decided by it. Yeah, and I also didn't really want to overshadow last week, because last week at Road America I was really happy with my race, whereas this one, if I'd podiumed, it wouldn't really feel like I'd earned it in quite the same way as maybe I had last week.
Right. Well, I mean, you certainly earned a pretty good finish here today, but yeah, I feel like we all got a little bit robbed by that.
I think it would have been really close, to be honest.
Yeah, it was absolutely like the last lap. It was one of those things where for 2 laps beforehand, we're doing the math. 4 minutes left, making up 2 seconds a lap. Like they're gonna converge like right on time, and it just came down to that last lap, and it would have really come down to the finish. Or everybody in the box was just like, "Oh no."
In my mirror, all I saw was an LMP and a GT3. I actually had no idea who it was.
Well,
but I was still like, obviously, really not pissed off, but I was just like, really, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that was outrageous. But yeah,
I don't know if the relative was working for you guys, but I was finding it really hard to track, because every time I got to the back straight, the gap would change dramatically. So like it would be, say, 5 seconds as I get to the straight, about 15 seconds by halfway down the straight, and then back down to about 7 by the time the final corner sector started. So I had no idea if I was catching him for half the race.
Yeah.
Until I could actually like start seeing him on the map, I just wasn't sure if I was catching anyone.
Right. Yeah. The relatives stretch out a fair bit on those straights, but yeah, we saw you.
Well, no, like, he wasn't pulling a 10-second gap on straight line speed for me. It was just bugging out.
Yeah, but it wasn't that big of a discrepancy for us. But you see, like, it could go from 5 to 7 or whatever. But yeah, we saw
like
you.
A live relative.
Yeah, that thing's iffy. I mean, the broadcaster one is pretty good, but anyway, yeah, we saw you kick it into pro mode once you could see his tail lights. It was like, now it's go time, and you push really hard, and you kept it pretty smooth there. That the Merc was also looking a little bit slippy on like S's and stuff like that. It looks like you're using up a different kind of slip angle on curves in the wet.
Yeah, like I started driving the Merc at the start of the week at COTA, and it was enough of a dog in the dry, and I just about managed to tune it out before the race, and then it rained and everything got completely ruined.
Yeah, it's one of those, especially this spring season. It's one of those where you have to make compromises in your setup. It seems, and it's been really tough on everybody to really estimate what's going to go on in the race.
Yeah, I think the amount of prep that I did, like it wasn't a huge amount, but it was fairly well focused, meant that I felt like I was quite a bit more confident through the first sector than almost anyone else. I'm sure Bill was faster, but I felt like quite a bit more comfortable on the curbs and like knowing what you could do on each one than most people that I saw. I mean, someone's probably going to complain that it's curb abuse, but
Bill was in another
I felt
league.
that was where I was making up most of it, which is quite frustrating at the start actually, because what would happen was people were quite a bit faster than me around the second half of the lap. They get past me and then sit in front of me in the first section. There's just absolutely nowhere you can go if you're faster than someone there.
Y'all managed to pull out a good show and some good finishes. If it hadn't been for you guys, we would have had a pretty boring finish. There wasn't really anything else going on, so all eyes were on you guys. Definitely lived up to our expectations. We'll see how the incident reporting goes after this.
Yeah, it's a shame the way it ended, but I think the end result was still a pretty good race.
Absolutely respectable finishes for everybody, and just the how it turned out was not ideal, but very very respectable racing for everybody. But yeah, I think we'll be calling it here. If you guys want to shout out to YouTube or your moms or whatever, go for it. Fine. I'll shout out.
Yeah, I'll shout my
YouTube.
dogs out, Henry and Coco.
Heard it here first. All
But
right.
it landed on my PC screen.
Well, that is the wrap for season 4, and congrats again, everybody. We'll catch you next week for the endurance race. Same place, same time. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks Paulie for joining me in the commentary box. I've been Dustin the Destroyer for Project Cars Drivers Club. See ya.